Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, bringing you yet another Star Wars Galaxies emulator video. Now in my last video we talked a bit about how, in my opinion, was the best ways to earn credits as a combat profession in Galaxies, and one of the things that I failed to mention in that video that I was reminded very many times in the comments and by people messaging me in game is that slicing greatly increases your mission payouts. I did mention it very briefly when I talked about bounty hunter terminals no longer being able to be sliced since Publish 8, but I could have gone into it a little bit more as far as the effectiveness of it on just regular combat missions, because that is something that you can still do. So what is slicing? Slicing is a skill that you get as a smuggler in Galaxies. So if we look at the smuggler profession, first of all, a little disclaimer, this is not a smuggler guide. As you can see, I am not a master smuggler. I've never mastered smuggler, so I don't know the profession 100%, but I do have slicing 4, so I am very familiar with the slicing system. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and how to grind it and sort of. So it's kind of a slicing guide, but it's not a whole profession guide. And I know I need to do profession guides. I will do a bounty hunter guide eventually, and probably a smuggler guide sometime after that. Leave me alone. Anyway, slicing, smuggler. So in order to be a smuggler, you first need unarmed 4 in Brawler, as well as pistols 4 in Marksman. Smuggler is a hybrid profession. It requires 2 starting professions. Once you get Novice Smuggler, you gain the ability to slice locked containers. Now, I will show you guys in a second here how to slice something, but let's just real quick talk about what you need. Previously, in order to learn Slicing 1, you needed to successfully slice, I should say, a total of 40 locked containers. Yeah, that was a lot, and that's why locked containers sell for so much. I think the average selling price for a locked container was like 20k, and then it spiked to 40k, and then it was down to like 25k. So I'm not sure what the going price for a locked container on Basilisk is right now, but it is upwards of 20,000 credits per container. That price might have dipped a little bit since Publish 8, because now, in order to get enough XP for Slicing 1, you only need to slice 20 locked containers. I should asterisk again, successfully slice, because you can fail a slice attempt, and if you fail a slice attempt, you do not get any XP for it. So you need to successfully slice 20 locked containers in order to get Slicing 1. Now, locked containers can be looted off of just about any humanoid NPC in the game. They're fairly rare, but I've gotten a couple of them in single grind sessions, so it's kind of just, you know, up to chance. Brief note on that, locked briefcases are not sliceable. They're junk. As far as I know, they're junk. I don't believe they're used for any, like, fringe loot, side quest, or anything like that, but you cannot slice locked briefcases, only locked containers. And I suppose I should say on a side note that if you're going to buy locked containers off of the bazaar or a vendor, please double check and make sure that they have not already attempted, somebody has not already attempted to slice them. It will tell you in the item description if the item has already been, someone has already tried to slice it, and if they have, you will not be able to. So it's a common scam for people to try to sell locked containers that have already been attempted to be sliced, because then you're just out the credits. There's nothing you can do, and you will not be refunded those credits. So just be warned with that. Okay, once you get Slicing 1, you gain the ability to slice mission terminals. So let's real quick talk about what you need to actually slice something. The main tool that you need to slice is a precision laser knife. Now you do get the ability to craft these at, don't you? Is it not going to be, oh wait, that's Marksman. Here we go. Yeah, you get the ability to craft precision laser knives at Novice Smuggler. So you can make these yourself. All you need is a generic crafting tool, which I thought I had. Here we go. They're going to be listed under miscellaneous, I believe. Yes, all the way down here under Tool is Precision Laser Knife. They just require a total of 16 units of metal, so it's very easy. The quality of the materials does not matter at all, so you can just hand sample whatever, go ahead and craft whatever. In addition to precision laser knives, there are also a very important tool to smugglers is a molecular clamp. Now, I'll tell you why a molecular clamp is very important when we go over the process for slicing, but something you need to know about molecular clamps: you do not get the ability to craft them until slicing 4. However, you can use them even as a novice smuggler. So I highly recommend, if you're going to do any sort of slicing, go to the bazaar, do a vendor search for factory crates of molecular clamps, and buy as many as you can afford, because these things basically guarantee that you succeed a slicing attempt. Alright? These are must-haves. Otherwise, you will be wasting not only resources in precision laser knives, but you may be wasting locked containers, which, if they're still 20k a piece, is a lot of money to waste. So how do you slice something? As long as you have a precision laser knife, all you do is walk over to a terminal. In this case, for slicing terminals, click and hold on the terminal, and there is a radial option to slice. So if we click that, we get this little window that pops up. Let's read it. It says, you remove the terminal's rear access panel. A jumbled mess of conduits and cables press toward you. After rooting around for a bit, you find the flow regulator attached to the reward subsystem. So you have 4 options here. Cut the positive blue flow regulator cable, cut the negative red flow regulator cable, shunt the power node with a molecular clamp, or install an analyzer node. Now, I've never actually used analyzer nodes, but I think they tell you which one to cut, but it's not always right, I think. But if you have a molecular clamp, which we do, using it will tell you which of these is the correct one to shunt or cut first. Right now, if you were to cut either the blue or the red, you basically have a 50-50 chance of succeeding or failing the slice. If you fail, there's nothing you can do. If you succeed, well, then obviously good for you. But we're going to use a molecular clamp. So we'll hit OK. You can see the molecular clamp is taken out of my inventory. It says you gently fuse the molecular clamp to the reward subsystem regulator. A small indicator light on the clamp lights red, indicating you must cut the negative power cable. So you can see our only options now are cut either red or blue. You can still fail at this point. So be sure that you read and see which one it tells you to cut. So we'll cut red first. You use a precision laser knife, so it loses 1 charge. The reward subsystem is partially rerouted. A little bit more work, and you should be able to convince this thing to give you a higher payout. So then we cut blue. And there you go. You have managed to slice the terminal. Your next mission reward will be increased. And now, if we double-click on the terminal, you can see our highest-paying mission out of Mos Eisley is 13,000 credits. Now, very important to note that when you do slice a mission terminal, only the next refresh of the mission list will offer higher rewards. I'll show you right now. If I hit refresh, we're immediately back down to 4-digit mission payouts. So it's only that first time after the slice that we'll have increased payouts. So yeah, now that the terminal has been sliced, you cannot slice the terminal again for a shorter period of time. It used to be 5 minutes, I thought, but that is definitely not 5 minutes. Maybe it's only 2 minutes, because it did not used to give a time either. So that's handy that it actually tells you how long you have to wait now. Okay, so you do get XP, slicing XP from slicing mission terminals. So after you've gotten slicing 1, you no longer need locked containers to level slicing. You can slice terminals. After you get slicing 2, you can do weapons. Slicing 3 is armor. Slicing 4 increases the effectiveness of your slice on weapons. And I have been getting mixed information about whether or not having Master Smuggler further increases your slicing effectiveness. So, obviously, like I said, I've never been a Master Smuggler. I don't know firsthand if this is true, so if anyone has ever been a Master Smuggler and you want to comment on the video and let us know, does having Master Smuggler increase the effectiveness of your slices on weapons and armor? That would be handy information, because I cannot find a definitive answer. Some guides say it does, some guides say it doesn't. I've never been able to test it personally, so let me know what you found. But anyway, slicing weapons or armor, though, works exactly the same. However, there's one additional thing you need, and that is either an armor upgrade kit or a weapon upgrade kit. So what I have here, I have 4 pieces of composite armor that we're going to slice and make a nice little mini suit out of. So we're going to need, we have a precision laser knife with 7 uses, but obviously we're going to need 8 because it's 2 uses per item. So I'll take another knife out of a factory crate. We're going to need 4 armor upgrade kits, 1 per piece of armor. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to need 4 molecular clamps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we're going to right click on the armor chest piece and go to slice. We're going to use a molecular clamp. We're going to see it says blue. We click blue, then we do red, and we reduce the encumbrance by 22% on the chest piece. That's not bad. Now, if you are examining the stats of the piece here, which I'm just going to point this out because I see a lot of, like, if I ever see somebody live streaming Galaxies and I pull their stream up, a lot of the time their inventory looks like this, and that just irks me. I don't know why. Maybe it's my SWG OCD, but this little button right here, if you click that, it lets you examine what item you have clicked without actually having to examine it. So, alright, so it updated because I clicked off of it. But when you slice something, the stats in the window here will not change until you click off the item and click back on. So you can see the encumbrance of this now is lower, and it does say armor attributes. This piece of armor has been altered by a smuggler and may bring unwanted attentions from the Empire. For the record, this feature has not been implemented in the Galaxies yet. The effect of illegal or illicit contraband. Eventually, stormtroopers will perform like security searches, I guess, on random people if you pass them. And if you are found with sliced armor or sliced weapons or spice, the Empire will fine you for carrying that stuff. Right now, as Galaxies is at Publish 8, I don't know how, like, if you're watching this video after Publish 9, 10, 11, whenever it has come out, this information may be out of date, but as of Publish 8, there's absolutely no harm to carrying illegal goods. So, you're perfectly safe for now. Let's continue. For the helmet, we'll slice, clamp, blue, red, increase the effectiveness of the armor by 14%. So important, when you increase the effectiveness of something, it's not special protection, it's only the stats under effectiveness. So you can see right now effectiveness was 56%, but if I click off and click back on, now it's 63%. So unfortunately, on the helmet, we didn't get an encumbrance slice, which I personally would prefer. As you can see, the results in your slice are completely random. The smuggler does not have control over whether or not the effectiveness or the encumbrance is sliced on armor. For weapons, the two things are special attack cost, or no, is it special attack cost? It's speed and damage. Why am I thinking one of them was special attack cost? Are there 3 for weapons? I haven't sliced a weapon in a really long time. I think it's just speed and damage. But, yeah, obviously, if you're slicing something like, for grinding, you want speed, and for endgame, you want damage. Alright, for the boots, clamp, red, blue, effectiveness by 6%. That's a terrible, terrible slice. That brings it up from 56 to 59% effectiveness. And for the bracer, red, blue, effectiveness by 16. So that was fairly unfortunate, but hey, now we have a sliced mini-suit. We'll throw all these into a travel pack, and now we have a mini-suit ready to go. Alright, that's basically it. That's slicing. It's do terminals for mission payouts. I have been told that somebody in a group with an ATST slicing a mission terminal in an improved job market on Dantooine has been able to pull Janta missions in the 40,000 credit range. So that's a lot of credits. So if you are a combat profession with Slicing 1 and you're an Imperial with an ATST in a group by yourself, you can still pull a lot of money solo. So yeah, I wanted to throw this video up just so you guys know, yes, I forgot to talk about slicing, but hopefully this has made up for it, and maybe some of you will go out and be slicers now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you learned something. Mobius1 here, and I'll see you next time.